that movie. And I noticed that his mom's vehicle was in there, and when he came out, he just said, we have to wait for my mom to arrive. She pulls up, and she was so excited about, her coworkers invited her out to eat for Mother's Day, and they gave her flowers, and she was so excited to show it off and just talk about that. Eating out with her coworkers, she had a very great time. Following the days after what happened and the celebration of life that her job held, just about every single person mentioned, and she had a great smile. I was definitely great. The first time I met her, she just had the biggest smile. It was great. I didn't really get to know her very well, but I knew her through Colin because he would talk about her every single day. Talking again to Colin and getting to know each other again. We would just talk about like our interests and current hobbies and stuff like that. And of course he would bring up his mom, and I would jokingly tell Colin that I had more in common with her than I did with him, especially when it came to movies. A lot of people say they like horror movies, but it's very few that actually watch, I guess, the films I've seen. So knowing that, she had that, it was, I don't know, it was good to know that there's people out there that had my weird taste in films. I know Colin would talk to her a lot about me. There was once, McDonald's were doing these Happy Meals, and they were giving out these little infused dolls. They had a bunch of different stuffed animals. And I remember looking and seeing that there was an owl. And I was so set and determined to get that little plush from McDonald's. I would go like 3 times a day. Colin would do the same thing. And about a week after, he picks me up for work and he told me, I have a surprise for you. And I was like, what is it? And he shows me the little owl. His mom really went out of her way to go to McDonald's. Specifically asked for that toy in her Happy Meal box. So he could give to me. It's just it's been in our dashboard ever since. It was very touching. Yeah, she did that for me.
Whenever my coworker came to the residence, when I found my mom, she had actually said that my mom frequently talked about signing anything, and I had asked her coworker if there was anything ill about me moving out, because obviously, since I had done it kind of last minute, I never knew if my mom, was mad at me for doing it. I know I still helped her with helping a little bit with the rent, because I knew the place she was living in was so overpriced. I knew that me leaving was going to, not be so good. And like I said, I was just helping as much as I could while she found a real place to live with actually manageable rent. And I asked her coworker if she held it against me, and her coworker said not at all. She knew that you wanted to be more independent. She was happy that you were always signing me out. Apparently, she don't sign me all the time. I think, for my mom to see myself in my first actual relationship, I think it's the same thing with Simon's parents. I really think such a thing as people being meant to be together and everything happens for a reason. And I know my mom saw that, and I definitely wish we could have spent more time with her. I really, the thing that probably hurts me the most is that she never got to probably meet Simon or her parents. I knew she appreciated you a lot, even though she only got to meet you that one time.
As y'all see, Colin's a musician. He's a very driven musician. I often said he's probably the one that makes it because he has so much drive. So we're your brothers in music, Colin. And we love your mom. She's cool. She came out and see the shows. And I met Colin one time. It was a lot of fun. So, she's in a good place. And God bless you, Colin. God bless her.
Hi, I'm Hal Schelling. I do some video work with the Yesmen. And I guess the one thing, I really never met Jennifer, but just by looking at all these videos of her, there's one thing that stands out in each one of these pictures, is this smile on her face. She seemed like a person who genuinely loved her son and her family. And I think that resonates with Colin. And he's not going to know it until he feels like texting her one day, or her birthday will come up. There's really no perfect time to say goodbye to someone. But I have to believe in my heart that she looks down and thinks of Colin and will watch over him. And I suppose that one way of looking is they never really leave. They're in another room. God bless you, Colin.
Hi, my name is Ava. You guys have probably never met me. I worked at Cypher Animal Hospital with Jennifer. She started working there before I did. So when I started there, she was one of the first people I met. And she sat in the call center in the corner, and I walked past and she goes, "Hey." So I was like, "Hi." She's like, "I'm Jennifer." "Hi, Jennifer." And she goes, "Oh, well, you can sit right here, because nobody ever sits right here, but you can sit right here." So I sat down next to her and she showed me how to do everything, and she was kind of quiet at first until we started realizing that we liked a lot of the same stuff, because I like Lilo and Stitch, and she likes Lilo and Stitch. We like a lot of Halloween stuff. That's our favorite holiday. So we would talk about Nightmare Before Christmas, and she actually bought me this, and I've never taken it off, ever. I've known her for 2 years, and in the 2 years I've never taken it off. And it's very hard for us because I got to know her very well. We would go to Chili's at least once or twice a week to hash on our job because they got on our nerves. So we would go to Chili's to talk about how everyone annoyed us, and we would get margaritas because we liked those. It's very hard. I talk to Jennifer every single day, so it's very hard not to call her or text her or tell her what's going on at work or tell her about my day. My daughter was gonna come. She loved Miss Jennifer, bought a Stitch, and she's carried it around with her since Jennifer passed. She always calls it Miss Jennifer. If she can't find it, she's like, "Where's Miss Jennifer? Where's Miss Jennifer?" So it's very hard. Jennifer was a great person. It's been really hard to tell the clients that call in that she's no longer with us. They get really upset, and she would call everyone. We have this standing joke at work. Jennifer took 30 minutes on the phone every single call. all the time, and we would tap her and be like, get off the phone, get off. Because she wanted to talk to them about their dogs and their cats, and why was their cat named that, and why was their dog named that, and how are you doing, and how's your family, and we're like, get off the phone, Jennifer, there's 17 calls, get off the phone. So now if we take too long on the phone, we'll go, okay, Jennifer Jr., get off the phone. Because they talked for a long time. She cared so much about everybody. And I know she's in a better place. It's very hard, you know, to know that she was young and she left so unexpectedly, but I know that as long as every memory that you ever had with her, you keep that in your heart, then she will never die. She will forever live on. And Colin already knows, because I've already told him that I'm his adopted mom, because I would talk about him all the time with Jennifer. She absolutely loved him. I used to tell her, I don't want to hear anything else about Colin. Don't tell me anything else about Colin. She's like, oh, Colin's got a girlfriend, and Colin's doing this, and Colin's band is playing, are you coming? And so I went to his show. I think I went to one because we always had to work. And she would just light up every time she would talk about him playing, and she would light up every time she would talk about him, and everything was Colin, 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 Colin. So I at least, you know, I told him if he ever needs anything, he still got me. Because I know how much she cared about him, and I know that would have been her first thing, was to take care of her baby. So she's gonna forever be missed. As he said, you know, it's hard not to text her, call her, send her a Facebook message, you know, tell her something that's happened, but at least take comfort in knowing that she's no longer suffering and that she will forever be able to look over us.
I'm Steven, Colin's cousin. We grew up right around each other all my life. I'm very bad at public speaking, but sitting here listening to everyone talking, I was thinking about growing up, and life was always rough growing up. I didn't have a whole bunch of family that would always be in contact with me, but if you go through all of my Facebook posts, if you were around growing up for me, one of the constant people was Jennifer. You can check any of social media, and she was commenting on stuff, making funny comments, talking. Whenever I would cook something new at my grandparents' house and she'd be there, she'd constantly rave about how good I was doing with it. And whenever her and Colin would come to visit, every time growing up, I'd be chasing their car down the street, running alongside the car, trying to keep up with them. And this is going to be short, but like I said in the beginning, this world can be kind of cruel. And because of that, I know that Jennifer's in a better place.